What does it really mean to step into another culture, not just as a visitor, but as a part of the community? In this video, we dive into my journey living with a local family in Vietnam, a rich adventure filled with traditions, flavors, and lessons that transformed how I see the world. From language learning challenges and the warmth of Vietnamese hospitality to moments of unexpected connection, I experienced the essence of Vietnamese culture up close and personal. Join me as I navigate bustling markets, celebrate vibrant festivals, and adapt to the unique daily rhythms of life with my host family. This isn't just about travel, it's about finding common ground across cultures. Let's go beyond sightseeing and truly immerse ourselves. Arriving in Vietnam, first impressions and challenges. Stepping off the plane and into the vibrant streets of Vietnam, my senses were instantly overwhelmed, in the best way possible. The sounds of scooters zipping by, the chatter of locals in a language I barely understood, and the aromas from street food stalls created a bustling, welcoming atmosphere. But excitement quickly met with challenges. Navigating customs, understanding gestures, and adjusting to local etiquette became my first lessons in cultural adaptation. The language barrier was intimidating, yet it fueled my curiosity to learn. One of my first interactions, a street vendor's warm smile and gesture for me to try a local delicacy, reminded me that kindness needs no translation. This initial culture shock was just the beginning of an unforgettable journey. Living with a local family, daily life and routines. Living with a Vietnamese family transformed my stay from a simple visit to an authentic experience. My host family welcomed me into their home and, in doing so, into their daily life. I quickly adapted to a new routine, waking up early for traditional breakfasts, helping out with meal preparations, and gathering for evening conversations that bridged our cultural gaps. I learned to appreciate their dedication to routine, respect, and family bonds. Sharing these everyday moments allowed me to understand their values in a way that hotels or tourist attractions couldn't offer. The rhythm of daily life taught me how Vietnamese people cherish simplicity, and it deepened my connection with this beautiful culture. Learning the language, breaking barriers, and building connections. Learning the Vietnamese language was one of my biggest hurdles, but also one of the most rewarding. Mastering simple greetings, polite phrases, and everyday words opened a gateway to deeper connections with those around me. I found that even my halting attempts at speaking Vietnamese sparked laughter and admiration, breaking down barriers that language usually builds. These efforts showed my host family and neighbors that I genuinely cared about understanding their world. A favorite memory was the day I confidently ordered food at a street stall, receiving smiles and compliments from the vendor. These small victories made me feel like less of a foreigner and more a part of the community. Experiencing Vietnamese cuisine, more than just food. Vietnamese cuisine is a journey for the senses, and sharing meals with my host family introduced me to more than just new flavors. It taught me about community and tradition. Every dish, from savory pho to crispy ben xio, had its own story and significance. I learned that meals here are a time for bonding, not just eating. Gathering around the table, my host family explained the importance of each ingredient and even showed me how to prepare a few recipes. From mastering chopsticks to learning the cultural practice of offering food to others first, dining became a lesson in respect and gratitude. Food here was more than sustenance. It was a bridge to deeper understanding. Participating in local festivals and traditions. One of the most immersive experiences I had was participating in local festivals, where Vietnamese culture truly comes alive. Celebrating Tet, the Vietnamese New Year, with my host family was unforgettable. The preparation, the decorations, the offerings, it all carried profound meaning. Through the festival, I learned about their beliefs in good fortune, family, and honoring ancestors. Wearing traditional clothes, giving small gifts, and partaking in festive foods made me feel part of the community. Watching the joy on everyone's faces reminded me that some traditions are universal. No matter the culture, celebrations bring people together and allow them to honor their heritage with pride. Understanding the local economy, markets, and small businesses. Visiting the local markets was an eye-opening experience, revealing Vietnam's grassroots economy powered by small businesses and trades. These markets are lively centers of community, where people not only buy essentials but also socialize and support one another. Vendors, skilled in their crafts, taught me the importance of hard work and resourcefulness. I saw how families rely on these small enterprises, passing down knowledge and skills through generations. Bargaining with sellers, seeing fresh produce, and watching the intricate making of handcrafted items gave me a new appreciation for their resilience and self-reliance. The market scene reflected the essence of Vietnamese community spirit. Exploring religion and spirituality, pagodas, temples, and ancestor worship. Religion and spirituality are central to Vietnamese culture, with Buddhist pagodas and temples dotting the landscape. Visiting these sacred spaces with my host family provided a deep insight into their spiritual beliefs and practices. Buddhism, ancestor worship, and the respect for elders are woven into their daily lives. Lighting incense at a family altar or observing rituals at a temple connected me to a side of Vietnam that values humility and reverence. My host family's devotion to honoring their ancestors inspired me to think about my own heritage and the value of staying connected to one's roots. These spiritual experiences were grounding and profoundly humbling. Learning from Vietnamese hospitality and generosity. Vietnamese hospitality is unparalleled, and it's hard not to feel at home in such a welcoming culture. One evening, my host family invited me to a family gathering where I was treated as a cherished guest. Their generosity extended beyond material offerings. They shared stories, laughter, and a genuine interest in who I was. This warm hospitality reshaped my understanding of kindness. They taught me that true generosity is not about giving what you have, but about creating an atmosphere of care and inclusivity. This heartfelt welcome made me feel like family, leaving an impression of warmth that I'll carry with me. Navigating transportation and travel within Vietnam. Traveling around Vietnam is an adventure in itself, especially when using local transportation methods like motorbikes and boats. Getting around on a motorbike, the country's most popular mode of transportation, was thrilling. My host family showed me the ropes, helping me navigate the winding streets and rural roads. These experiences taught me the value of adaptability and flexibility in travel. Whether exploring cities or remote areas, I saw how transportation links communities and sustains livelihoods. Riding alongside locals allowed me to see the diverse landscapes of Vietnam, from bustling cityscapes to serene countryside, a journey that expanded my appreciation for the country's beauty and resilience. Challenges and cultural misunderstandings, lessons learned. Living with locals wasn't without its challenges. Miscommunications and cultural misunderstandings were inevitable, but each one taught me valuable lessons. Once, I mistakenly assumed certain gestures were universally understood, only to realize that in Vietnam, subtle differences in body language convey specific meanings. My host family's patience and willingness to explain helped me adapt and embrace these differences. They showed me that learning from mistakes is part of the journey. Each misunderstanding became a stepping stone toward a greater understanding of Vietnamese culture and a reminder of the importance of humility, patience, and open-mindedness. Looking back, my time in Vietnam was more than a travel experience. It was a profound cultural immersion that reshaped my worldview. By embracing local customs, building genuine connections, and learning from my host family, I gained a deeper appreciation for Vietnam's rich heritage and values. These experiences taught me that true cultural immersion involves respect, empathy, and a willingness to learn. My journey emphasized that travel isn't just about seeing new places, it's about connecting with people and understanding their way of life. I hope my story inspires you to seek meaningful experiences in your travels, enriching your understanding of the world and its many cultures.